Charlie Spink.
I'm from the murder capital, where we murder for capital.
Yes. Best choreographed set of the night. You are all welcome. But you heard the name, Charlie Spink. Sexy sounding name to match my moves. Some people think it's a stage name. It is not. That's really what I'm working with, ladies. But somebody complimented me on that, made me ask myself, what is the greatest stage name of all time? Unfortunately for yours truly, that shit's already been taken. Greatest stage name of all time? Dick Van Dyke. Yes. Dick and Dyke working together in a rare collaboration. You just don't see that often. Now, I Wikipedia'd that, and I was surprised to realize Dick Van Dyke, not his birth name. Oh no. Mm-mm. Dick's real name? Penis bus full of lesbians. But his agent made him change it because it sounded too Jewish. Speaking of the Jews, I'm always out to save some money. While most of my white brethren are shopping at Kohl's, Macy's, Mervyn's, California, rest in peace. I tend to get my shop on at the Dollar Tree. Do you think the workers at the Dollar Tree get an employee discount? I think not. This is a fact about the Dollar Tree, though. You can go into any local Dollar Tree and purchase a gift certificate in the minimum amount of $1. Yeah. And when you buy a $1 gift card, they give you 2 receipts. One is for the recipient, so they can activate their dollar. And the other is just a tiny piece of paper for the buyer. It says, "You're a cheap bastard." But speaking of cheap bastards, my name is Charlie Spink. The guy who gave me that name is in the house tonight, my dad. Give him a hand. Yeah. I had a great upbringing. My mom and dad were very active in my childhood. They were always at home when I'd get home from school. I'd come through that door every weekday, just kick it open, and say, "Bitch, make me a sandwich." And my mom would say, "Charlie, don't talk to your father that way." No, but my dad, he's taught me to be really conservative with my money. He's a smart guy, fiscally. And he's taught me that I need to be more than just a comedian in today's market. I need to be an entrepreneur. And here's a couple business ideas, billion-dollar ideas I'm floating your way. You might want to take notes. The first of which is a cousin of the business card. It's called the Ain't None of Yo Damn business card. Now, it takes the general principles of a business card. It's a piece of paper, and it's a rectangle. But it doesn't have any contact information. No email, phone number, fax, Twitter, nada. The Ain't None of Yo Damn business card is just a picture of me like this. And on the back it says, "You don't know me?" And if that doesn't lead to a nice cushy retirement, my one other billion-dollar idea is a cousin of the dream catcher. And if you guys are familiar with the dream catcher, it's like a little chandelier, a little wind chime. Blows above your eyelashes as you sleep. It's supposed to promise you sweet dreams. Pretty fucking gay, right? So what I've decided to do is I decided to keep some of these. Some huevos. Some eggs, as our Hispanic homies would call them. My product is called the wet dream catcher. Now, the wet dream catcher is a sock. Yes. It's very effective, you guys. It catches all of my swimmers. Speaking of people who catch my swimmers, my wife is here tonight. Now, Christina has great taste. You can tell by looking at me. But she has expensive taste as well. This last Christmas, she told me, Charlie, for Christmas, I want a Coach bag. I looked it up online. That shit's expensive. So as any great husband would do, I compromised. Did not buy my lovely bride a Coach bag. I bought her an assistant Coach bag. Yes. But we coach our own little team. We have 2 boys at home. We probably should hire a babysitter, now that I think of it. How did that slip my mind from the to-do list? We have a 5-year-old and a 9-month-old. Yes. And the 5-year-old is hilarious. He's got great timing. I know he's going to be a better comedian than I could ever be. And I've wanted to be a comedian for a long time. I remember when I told my dad I wanted to be a comedian. He dropped a sports metaphor on me. And for those who don't know, my dad has a sweet mustache. He doesn't need to use sports metaphors. He's already manly. So when he uses them, I listen. I said, hey, Dad, when I grow up, I want to be a comedian. And he said, well, son, there's a lot of guys in the minor leagues that can hit a fastball. And so I thought about that. And I thought about that, and now I'm on steroids, you guys. You can't tell, I put butter on them. I butter down my steroids before intake, Bartolo Colon style. The sports fans. No, but my 5-year-old, I'll leave you with this. We were reading a book about a riverboat going down the mighty Mississippi. And I tested his comic chops with a little pun, a little play on words. I said, hey, Xavier, Mississippi. What about Mr. Sippy up high? And he gave it to me. High five. He was proud. He laughed. We had a moment. I didn't think he understood the pun, but he laughed because I laughed. Father-son, love right there. The next night, we read a book, Fievel, An American Tale. Takes place in New York City. Xavier stopped me. He said, Daddy, New York City? New York? What about Mississippi? Up high. Yes, it killed. But he saw me crack up and he looked into my eyes and he said at 5 years old, Daddy, when I grow up, I want to be a comedian. So I looked at him and said, son, there's plenty of guys in the minor leagues that can hit a fastball. You guys have been beautiful. I've been Charlie Spink. Have a good night.